All right, good morning, everyone. Welcome as we introduce the new Director of Track and Field and Cross Country, Travis Geopfert, and welcome him and his family to the K-State Manhattan community. As for our format, we'll start with an opening statement from Gene Taylor, after which he'll introduce Coach. Coach will have his opening statement, and then we'll open up the floor for questions for the media. After that, we'll have time for breakout interviews with both Gene and Coach. So, to get things started, please welcome K-State Athletic Director Gene Taylor.
Good morning, everybody. Thanks for being here. I apologize about the temperature in the room, but hopefully we won't be up here too long, but a little warm. So, first of all, I want to again thank everybody for being here. President Linton, thank you for being here. It's awesome to have you here. Obviously, it's big day for our track and field program, but before, if I didn't say how much thanks we owe our former track coach, Cliff Rovelto. 40 years of tremendous service, tremendous reputation of our track and field program. Coach, thank you very much. Appreciate you being here, and everybody, you deserve a big round of applause. Appreciate it. Thank you. And part of the reason, and I will tell you this, we had outstanding candidates for this position, was based on what Coach had done in the past. The reputation of this track and field program is at a high level, both nationally and across the world. And so we were really excited about our candidates that we had. But today I get to introduce you to our new track and field coach, Travis Geopfert. Travis comes to us from Arkansas as associate head coach. Had tremendous amount of success there. He was a former head coach at Northern Iowa, been a little time at Tennessee. He's got lots of family and friends here, and that's awesome to see, and I hardly wait to meet all of you. I know Coach will have a chance to introduce him, but I can tell you a little story. So he and Coach Kleiman go back at Northern Iowa days, and Coach Kleiman was one of the first ones to reach out to me and said, hey, there's a candidate I think you should look at, and it's Travis. And when you have a head coach that you respect as much as Coach Kleiman, for him to reach out and say, this is somebody you should look at, and you get a chance to meet him. And what he's accomplished at Arkansas and throughout his career is phenomenal. We're fortunate to have him here. He's going to be leaving here very shortly to go to Paris and coach 8 of his athletes in the Olympics. And that kind of background, that kind of success, we're very, very fortunate to have him. So without any further ado, I'd like to introduce you to our next track and field head coach, Travis Geopfert.
Thank you. It fits.
It fits. That's good. The floor is yours.
All right. Thank you. Thank you. All right. Thank you for the introduction, Gene. More importantly, I want to thank you for not wearing a tie. The staff here knows that was my biggest debate this morning is whether I should wear a tie or not. And when I saw you without a tie, I was relieved. So. No, I appreciate everyone being here. You know, I've been coaching for 22 years now, and I can't believe that it's been that long already. And I've had a lot of experiences and a lot of lessons learned over the years. But one valuable lesson at this point in time was something I learned from Olympian Jerry Lawson, and that is the 5 B's of speechin'. Be brief, brother. Be brief. So there's no promises on that today, Jay. I'm certain you're watching, but we're going to see what we can do. So, to Jarian and all my athletes preparing for the Olympic Games, I want to thank you guys for this, your excitement for me and my family and this opportunity. And I want to assure all of you, when I get back tomorrow, we're going to continue our prep for the Olympic Games to go there and not just participate, but compete and contend for medals. And so I'm excited to keep that going. To all of my current and my former student athletes, I want to thank you for your continuous support. You've always been there for me. I appreciate you. I appreciate your excitement. I appreciate your understanding in all this transition and a change. But I value those relationships of all those athletes above all other things, and so I want to thank all of you. This is not what I expected at the end of this summer, but it's something that I'm certainly excited about. You know, it got started, like Gene had mentioned, when I got a message from Coach Kleiman asking if I was interested in this job. And I received some advice a while ago from legendary coach at Wisconsin, Ed Nuttycombe, and that is to always listen. And so I said, okay, I'll listen. And I did. And then as I continued to listen, I got more and more excited. And then what I saw, it got me even more excited. The facilities that have been built here for track and field are world class. What this team of people has done is a well-kept secret, but it is arguably one of the best training environments for our sport in all of the world. And when you look at those two facilities directly adjacent to each other and the detail that has been so carefully thought out and planned, it is absolutely amazing. So after I saw all that, the next thing you know, Nicole and I are sitting down and telling our kids, like, all right, we might be looking at Kansas State. And immediately our middle son, Jax, yells, they have a good football team. And I'm like, yeah, dude, they have a good football team. And so Coach Kleiman, I know you're on vacation right now, as you should be, as you prep for this season, but you have a fan in our son, Jax, that's for sure. And you have a fan in me. You know, I've always admired what you've done with your programs over the years and what you've done here at Kansas State, and you're just such a genuine person, and I appreciate your time and the conversations that you've had in explaining what Kansas State is all about for me and my family, and it's no wonder that athletes want to come play for you. You're a genuine person that have others' best interests at heart, and Chris, I just want to say thank you. In my career, I've been mentored and learned a lot of things from some outstanding coaches, but I have a longtime college coach, head coach, and friend in Chris Bucknam. Buck, you taught me perseverance, you taught me resolve, and you taught me how to compete. But more importantly, you taught me how to be a friend. And I know that I can always count on you anytime in the past and moving forward. Longtime colleague, my college coach and friend, Doug Case. I appreciate you. I appreciate our collaboration over the years, all the way back to even when you taught me how to play the guitar so I could propose to my girlfriend at the time appropriately, which was 23 years ago now, and it worked. And so she's sitting right there right now. So Case, I appreciate you, man, and all that we've gone through together. So my longtime friend and mentor, Kip Janvrin, whose dad was Ken was my high school track coach. You have and you've continued to teach me to value relationships above all other things. And I learned that when I was young, 14 years old from Papa J and from you, and so thank you. To Coach Beth Alfred Sullivan, our time together for 3 years at Tennessee was invaluable. I learned a ton from you and the staff there, and I want to thank you and all of them. And I know you're a friend, and you're going to continue to be there for me for guidance along the way. But to the foremost heroes, my family. First, I want to give a shout out to my grandma Doris, who is watching back in Panora, Iowa. She's live streaming this for sure, and I'm certain she's proud. So what's up, Grandma? My grandma Doris and my grandpa Pete took me to my first Drake relays in 1985. And got me started on this track journey. They did the same thing for my brother Tyler, and Tyler is a high school track coach out in Arizona, keeping me posted on all the good recruits out there. And so they really got this thing started, and I think it's a special moment, and just value them so much. And so shout out to them, to my brother and his family out in Phoenix. I appreciate all of you. And continue on the grandma front. My mom, Teresa, and my mother-in-law, Barb, are here. And I just want to thank you both, not only for your help with the kids and the chaos that we have, but for loving our kids so much. And the way they're growing up with family around them, it's just been phenomenal. Appreciate you both. We're very excited to get you both moved up here to live near us in the future. The operative word is near, not with, but to live near us. So I'm talking to my dad, Gary, the other day, and he goes, I don't know how you do it, man. You are busy. as I was driving to Memphis for a track meet and 11 hours there and back in one day. And then I'm thinking to myself, I learned it from you. You're the hardest working person I've ever met. And so I appreciate you tremendously. I want to be a great coach, but more importantly, I want to be a great dad, and I appreciate you teaching me how to do that. To our kids, Jones, Jax, and Ellen. You guys are awesome. You're a little crazy. I think we're batting 1,000 on ADHD. But we're living it and loving it. And you all are amazing. You're caring, loving hearts and personalities, and your genuine care for other people. I appreciate you guys. So Jones, Jax, and Ellen, thank you, and I love you. We all know that you're awesome because of your mom. The matriarch of our family, and our track family, my wife of 22 years, Nicole Geopfert. So all of our athletes call her Mama Nicole. Some of our athletes and former athletes, I should say, that are now having kids call her Big Mama G, a nickname that I gave to her and she absolutely loves. So I just want to say that you're the reason that I'm giving this speech. You're the finger in my back to push me along the way for chasing my dreams. And so I am going to really embarrass you and make you stand up and take a bow. And if we could give her a round of applause. Yeah, almost. Yeah. So as you get a little bit older, you turn into a storyteller, and my athletes know that I tend to distract practice on occasion with some stories. And so I'm at my first USA versus Germany meet, the Thorpe Cup, back in '03 in Bernhausen. And I'm a young coach. I'm a GA for KIPP at Central Missouri, and I'm considering taking the assistant coaching job at Northern Iowa. And after the meet, we had a great meet, and a lot of the athletes went out to hydrate after the competition. And I didn't. I stuck around the hotel a little bit, and I got to have a conversation for hours until about 4 in the morning with a legendary coach in Cliff Revelto. And it was an awesome conversation, over 20 years ago now, that I valued very much. And I actually asked Cliff if when we got back, if he could send me some workouts. And so a couple weeks later, I got an envelope that I'm sure Carol had put some stuff in there and sent it my way. But it was not workouts. It was articles, so I could learn how to write workouts by myself. and I appreciated that, and I valued that very much. And so along the way, Coach Revelto, I observed and I watched you and what you did, and I observed the hand signals. Whether you were at the Olympic Games or sometimes even 10 feet away, I saw the hand signals. I saw the note-taking that you did as you were coaching and teaching. And I saw the gravitation towards excellence and the attention to detail that you did. And you're a legendary coach, Coach Revelto. And I'm humbled to follow you in this journey. You have a lot of, we have a lot of past Olympians and alumni here at Kansas State that are certainly a foundation of this program, but I think you're the foundation of K-State, Cliff. I think your lifelong commitment to this place, to this team, to these facilities has made this one of the most attractive opportunities in NCAA track and field. And I can promise you that our staff is going to work tirelessly to make not only alumni proud, but you proud. We're going to get after this thing. With that, my commitment to the current athletes on this roster and the future athletes in this program, we are going to gravitate towards excellence, both on and off the track, in the classroom, and in life. I want coming to the track to be the best part of your day. I want you to know when you walk into those facilities that you're just going to feel the positive energy. It's just in the air. We're going to work hard, and we're going to enjoy the process while we're doing this. Athletes, I want you to listen. Future athletes, I want you to listen. Winning is fun. Being part of something bigger than yourself is fun. Having coaches and athletes and teammates that push you beyond what you thought you could do is fun. And I promise you, we are going to have some fun. To Gene Taylor, Kenny Lanou, Jill Shields, thank you for this opportunity. Thank you for believing in me to replace a legend. I believe in servant leadership. Serving our student athletes, serving my staff, serving my bosses, and serving K-State Nation. It's my job to make all of you look good. And I can promise you that I'm going to do everything in my power to continue the legacy of Kansas State track and field. We are going to continue to push to be one of the elite programs in all of the NCAA. I want to thank all of you, and I want to thank all of K-State Nation for believing in me to lead this program. Thank you.
All right, we'll open up for questions in the front row here, and if you guys don't mind, if you can state your name and your organization so Coach can kind of get to know you guys.
Travis Geopfert with K-State Athletics.
All right.
Congratulations. I was wondering if you might be able to delve a little further into the facilities. What makes them unique? You've been a lot of places in your time. What makes them unique, and particularly the indoor facility?
Yeah. You know, when I walked through there, I was just in awe, and I walked through with Kenny and Jason and what that facility is and is going to continue to grow to be in phase 2 is just phenomenal. You know, look at it, and so my track dork mind, I'm looking at these adjacent facilities directly right next to each other, and the attention to detail for the athletes and the ability to train right along the way. Obviously, the track itself, it's fast. The runways are great. All that stuff. The throwing area is every coach's dream. It's just phenomenal. But then you look at the details. You know, you look at the incline-decline runway at the outdoor track. You look at the pole vault training setup. You look at the 40-meter sand pit. You look at the adjacent soft surface area right next to the outdoor track, and then you look at the brand new weight room and training room that's built right next door to that. So the proximity, I think, is invaluable, you know, for the simplicity of the student athlete's day. And it's but every detail that you could want as a track coach, and I know Cliff pushed the agenda all along the way. It's just he didn't miss anything. And the administration and the staff didn't miss anything. It's awesome. I'm excited to continue to build on it for phase 2 as well.
When you hear the phrase "following a legend," what comes to mind?
Chris Bucknam following John McDonald at Arkansas, and myself following legendary coach Dick Booth. You know, so it's not uncharted territory for me in that regard. But ultimately, you know, you can't. I'm not Cliff Rivelto. And I never will be and can't be. But I can promise that I'm gonna focus on these student athletes, and I'm gonna give them everything that I've got. And that's all you can do, you know, focus on the kids and coach to the best of your ability, and hopefully positive results follow.
Derek Young of K-State Online. Just what other factors about K-State appealed to you outside of the facilities?
The family atmosphere. You know, when you look around and you see family on every named building around campus, it's pretty awesome. You know, I did mean it, and so much of my time is with other people's kids, you know, and coaching and traveling and all of it. And so to have a family atmosphere here for our kids and my family is it's something I had to have. I've had other opportunities along the way, and to be honest, I probably should have listened in the past and more. But for some reason, this time, I digress. They weren't places I was going to move my family. It wasn't going to happen, and this was. I knew it could potentially be, and then when we got here and saw it, huge part in our decision.
And kind of almost getting a referral from Coach Kleiman.
Yeah.
But how else would you describe the process that you went through, or even an interview with Gene?
Yeah. No, they grilled me, man. No, it was good. You know, it was some great questions and just honest conversation, which I appreciate. You know, I don't I don't know how to say this, just straight shooting, right? Like, I appreciate that tremendously from the staff, from Gene and the staff. When you just have honest conversations and get right to the point, and it just is what it is. And so you could see that, and I want to work for a team of people like that. Yeah.
Hey, Cal Robinette here with the Wichita Eagle and the Kansas City Star. I want to know a little bit more about you and Coach Kleinman. Where did this, friendship start? Are you old pals? Did you work out together? Tell me more about this.
We didn't work out together. We probably should have, but we didn't. So we were at Northern Iowa. I can't remember our exact years that crossed over. Probably it was like 4 years. I was 05 through 09, maybe 06, 07, 08, somewhere in that zone. And so in recruiting, he's a great recruiter and got after it. And on the track side, I got after it on the recruiting front as well. And so we had a number of football track guys that we co-recruited together, which was awesome, putting some speed on the field. And so it started with that, but then we shared a facility. Like in the Unidome at Northern Iowa, the turf rolls out over the flat indoor track. And so when the turf was down, track didn't really have a place to go. And so we would, run up and down the sidelines or whatever we could makeshift do. And Coach Kleinman was always awesome. Hey, Chris, can we just do some strides right here? And he was just always so gracious and approachable. And when he went on to North Dakota State, I was a fan. And then when he got the head job at North Dakota State and started winning, I was a fan. And then when he got the job here at Kansas State, I became a closet Kansas State fan. I'm like, and always watching, and our son and I were watching that. I told this story earlier today, but we were watching that Big 12 championship game with the fourth down stop. And in previous years, I had texted Coach Kleinman once, a few times, maybe once a year, and somewhere along the line, he had changed his number. So I knew that was a critical play in the game, right? And so I'm videotaping as we're watching it and our reaction to it, and the fourth down stop happened, and we're going nuts. And then, so I texted that video to Coach Kleinman, who I thought was Coach Kleinman, and I get a text back like, I think you have the wrong number. But so it was pretty funny. But I'm a huge fan of him. He does things the right way, He does what he says, and he says what he does, and that straight shooting. From a football coach, and I'll elaborate just a little bit more. And we're making a decision. We're driving around and all that stuff. And Coach Kleinman had called me, and so I wanted to park and talk. And my family's sitting in the van at a gas station for 30 minutes as I'm walking up and down the sidewalk talking to Chris. And so he just gave tremendous advice and explained a lot about what Kansas State's all about. And so I appreciate him tremendously.
Hi, Travis. Tim Everson, Manhattan Mercury. Welcome to Manhattan.
Thank you.
You mentioned that you're going to Paris
Yeah.
for the Olympics. I guess excitement level on that. Have you gotten to help out with an Olympics before, and kind of what's your thought process going into that?
Yeah, I've been fortunate to coach a number of Olympians in the past. It's a big group. We have 8 going over there, and I am very excited. I'm doing my best, and that's what I appreciate about Gene and the staff as well. Like, I'm going to get here and I'm going to get after it with Kansas State, but they're letting me in this moment in time focus on these young student athletes, because this is an opportunity for them that is there's a couple 2-time Olympians in there, but potentially once in a lifetime and everything that goes with that. So I am excited. I'm not missing very much practice with them. I'm missing it today, but I will be back there tomorrow, and we're going to go after them. We're going to get after it. This group of young people. They are not participants. They are competitors, and they are going over there to try to win medals, and that's what we're going to go over there and do.
And then once that's all over, what's kind of the first thing for you to dive into getting into this job?
Yeah, well, obviously we're trying to put everything together, and there's still more conversations to be had and process to go through and all that stuff. But getting the staff, boots on the ground here, to get things going even in my absence is going to be really important, and getting the staff and the athletes connected, you know. And then once we get here, I'd like to eventually, and I should probably ran this by Kenny, but I want to do some type of meet and greet with the student athletes and their families and the staff, and do some of that so everybody can get to know each other a little bit better. And we'll start with that and get cross country rocking, and then go from there.
Anything else? All right, thanks everybody for coming.
Thank you.